Hello. So it's been a minute. I think it's been a little while since I recorded a reading. 3 weeks and a little bit to be exact. My first reading back. This is going to be what you can expect for September. So we're just doing like a September reading, leaving it very open, leaving it very much for your spirit guides or your ancestors or your higher self, whoever is here, whoever you want to communicate with, to kind of just bring forth the messages that you need for the upcoming month. And yeah, so we have 3 piles to choose from. Pile number 1, you have clear quartz. It's a big chunk of it. Pile number 2, you have a crystal bracelet. These are like really random things too, because I usually pick like specific crystals, but I don't know, it's just random. And then pile number 3, you have a little rose quartz heart. So yeah, go ahead and pick your piles and I'll see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. So if you guys picked the clear quartz, this is going to be your reading. I'm going to leave your crystal over here. I am going to do this reading a little different. So I'm going to start with this card, which is the soul lesson that you're going to be working on for September. One of them, it doesn't have to be the main one, but it's definitely one that your spirit guides want to bring forth at this moment, call your attention to, I should say. And then I'll leave these on the side, and I'm going to use tarot to kind of look into this, and then we'll get into the rest of the cards. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, friendship. That's interesting. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So maybe this month, this upcoming month for you is definitely revolving around friendships or connections in general. Maybe you are meeting like soul family. That would make sense. And I don't know, there's something about this, the flower here makes me think of a flower of life, but it also makes me think of I don't know what the term is, but you know, like in mathematics or like pattern or something like that, the more you zoom in, the more that whatever you zoom in just resembles everything else, like sacred geometry, something like that. I don't know what that's about, but that's for someone. Maybe you're seeing a lot of that, or maybe seeing that it's like a hint of like there's a specific kind of friendship or a significant person that you're meeting. It's like what is that? It's like a sign or a synchronicity for you to pay attention to who you're connecting with and who you find yourself becoming friends with. Soul family is significant as well. 5 of Wands. Competition, debate, and defense. Very interesting. The fact that we have, this is very, very contrasting energy there. Huh. It's almost like, I want to say like an adversary of yours. If, do we have enemies? Not really, right? But like, I mean, maybe you do. It's almost like an adversary of yours or someone that you don't see eye to eye with. There's an opportunity to become friends. And maybe the reason why you don't see eye to eye is because you actually truly do see the world in the same way. So maybe you clash. That's really interesting. That's so random. Okay, I love this. The star. Okay. The star, it says, guiding light, inspiration, faith, and hope, miracles, infinite energy. Okay. Do you see how this kind of resembles this? I almost want to say as well, like, you have to, there's something about using your discernment here of like, who do you click with? Like if you and someone don't get along well, there's nothing to, there's no reason like for you to think um, negatively about it. It's almost like, I don't know how to explain it. With the star, I'm thinking Aquarius. I'm thinking like you're very unique. You know, you're not for everybody, is what I want to say with, because of this being here. If there's like a conflict or something, or a misunderstanding, or not, it's almost like this is an opportunity for you to grow past differences that you had with other people, or it's an opportunity for you to exercise this already because you've already learned that lesson. With friendship, it's even like, it's more of like the universe is telling you, you have to understand that everyone, including the people that you don't see eye to eye with, are in your life for a reason, not just your friends. Okay. Ace of Cups. Love, relationships. Definitely your month is very much revolving around relationships. Beginnings. With the Ace of Cups though, I like it. I like it because it goes back to the whole, like, you extend your kindness, your compassion, and your love and understanding to everyone, not just your quote unquote friends. So it's almost like the universe is saying maybe everyone's your friend, even the people that you feel like they could possibly not be. I don't know. There's something about that. You're coming across like a sweetheart, honestly, and uh, maybe at the same time, this is to remind you that yes, it's okay to have boundaries, but it's also okay to just trust people and like be your loving self, even if okay, it's not appreciated. Six of Pentacles, yeah, you're well balanced. There's something about you have very unique way to give back to others. It's a very fair exchange with you, right? And even in these times of like conflict, you still find a way to keep things harmonious. They want you to stay in that kind of for the month of September, they want you to stay in that kind of energy of, I'm going to keep the peace. It's not keeping the peace for the sake of keeping the peace, I want to say, but it is kind of keeping the peace for yourself, okay? It's like the internal work that you're doing, that you have been doing, I should say. It's like you're going to have an opportunity to put it to good use. It's almost like the universe is saying, I'm hearing, put your money where your mouth is. It's like, okay, so do you believe, you do say that, not maybe you don't say, like you don't preach about yourself, but you believe yourself to be someone who tries to be, again, like I said, kind, compassionate, understanding, again, harmonious in the sense of like keeping things balanced. Not you don't shy away from expressing how much you care and love for others. It's time to show up like that, okay? Very authentic. The star makes me think of authenticity as well, because again, I keep hearing, um, which is one a card in another deck that I have. It's like you're not for everyone. It's okay to be unique, and it's okay to also understand that some people are not gonna get you, but they don't need to get you to respect you. It's almost like remember that, and vice versa. Like you don't need to be friends with anybody, but you could still be your kind and loving self towards them, if that makes sense. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Actually, I want to do these two tarot cards and then these are going to be advice, but I want to see what these have to say for you. Look at that. So the King of Wands, which is also the Magician in this deck. Okay, that's really interesting actually. And the Seven of Cups. Huh. Okay. You know what's interesting? The Seven of Cups in this deck. Right now, this is upright. But when it's upright, it's actually this, there's this one cup in the middle. I usually like this card this way, but there's one cup in the middle that's face down. Like you don't know what's there, but this is usually where you're at the core of everything, where you're meant to be really be focusing on it. So the rest is almost like distractions, illusions, if you will. And this is quite literally what your guys are saying, and it has to do with relationship, friendships, maybe even romantic partnerships, but it's definitely about connecting with others. There's a lot of illusions and a lot of like, it's almost like you have to decipher certain things that are coming your way, or that you're interpreting. The cups is like your emotional awareness. You're exercising a lot of that to see through the BS, if you will, to get to the core of things, to get to the good part of relationships, if you will. Maybe you're meeting a lot of people. Maybe you're having this opportunity um, of networking with a lot of different people for some reason in September. But with the King of Wands, first of all, I want to say that you are very passionate about whatever it is that you're doing that puts you in the way of connections with others. You're very passionate about it. You're very knowledgeable of it. You have a lot to bring to the table as well when it comes to whatever it is that you're pursuing. And also you have all the skills that you need, period, because this is a magician as well. So yeah, you have everything that you need, not just to be authentically yourself. And when I say everything that you need to be authentically yourself, I mean like the emotional awareness, um, the sense of who you are. You're very sure of who you are. You're very established. You're very harmonious within. So it kind of like spells from you. It's like, it's what you radiate. This looks very much like what I'm seeing in my head. So since you have all of that, you're good to go. This is probably what they're saying, like everybody in your life that you're going to encounter, the 7 cups. Everyone has a purpose here. Everyone has a reason for being on your path. You communicating with them. September seems like a very much networking month for you. Look at that. Judgment, acceptance, awakening, and assessment. Oh, interesting. Assessment. Because I was going to say assessment. I don't know why. I think judgment always reminds me of connecting with your higher self. Kind of, it's like you gain perspective in that sense. You gain that acceptance kind of, you embody that acceptance energy, right? Yeah, that makes sense. And then with the awakening, that makes sense too. Oh my God, the bottom of the deck. I can't make that shit up. The bottom of the deck, the 2 of Cups. With awakening, again, it's that 7 of Cups moment for me as well. It's like, you get through all of this, you see the lesson in the people that you connect with, you see the potential, you see that there's lifelong friendships, you see that there's soul connection, soul family, soul brothers, sisters, you know what I mean? All of that. And then it's part of the awakening that these connections in September are helping you with. Definitely connections. You see harmony is here too, peace and partnership. Yeah, so you could be definitely networking to find a partner, not just, for some of you, it could definitely be someone that starts off as a friendship that turns into something else, romantic, if you will. But it could also be kind of, like I said, adversaries that become friends. Or it could just be, again, just you constantly connecting with people and finding a happy medium in your relationship with others as well. It's really beautiful. You have a very interesting month ahead. I hope that resonated with you guys. Let's see what your advice is for the month. I'm actually going to keep these up here. And let's see what the advice is for you. So I'm going to get the animal spirit is what you should be embodying for this upcoming month of September. Oh, the oyster. Oh my God, exactly. It's like you have a lot to share with others. There's shine your light, be unique. It's okay. Like, it will be well received by those who, would have received it well in the first place. Like, you don't have to dim your light for anybody. There's something there about authenticity. It keeps coming up in my head. All right. The oyster, patient, secret keeper, hiding inner treasures. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is, oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy and doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing and protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to review your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. When in balance, feels blessed, generous, and masterful. When out of balance, reluctant, gripping, clams up. To bring into balance, share something interesting. This gives me a little bit more of a perspective in your reading, actually. So again, you are a master of a lot of things. You're very capable. You have a lot of treasures that maybe you keep to yourself. And it makes sense that you're making like connections, or you're like networking, because with having those connections and having those conversations and those people coming in and out of your life, and you finding new people to talk maybe about yourself, tell people about who you are, especially if you're meeting a lot of new people, it makes sense. It's a time and opportunity for you to open up. Okay. This is really beautiful. This is why this month is revolving around friendship and connections in general, because it's helping you open up a little bit. It's helping you, like I said, you're authentically yourself, but it's time to kind of show the world the real you. Like, not shy away from who you are or expressing who you are to everyone that you meet. It's like, be confident in your capabilities. You're very capable. Home, interesting. That interception there, that's really interesting too. It's like, I almost want to say that home is you coming out of your shell, if you will. We're coming out of something here. With the number 10 too, it's like ending of a cycle, I have to say. All right, so home. You're being guided to come back home to who you truly are. Exactly. Like, you have to express yourself authentically. It's like you're doing it. You're going to be doing it. It's a new opportunity for you to, like, I'm seeing, okay, let me give you a scenario that it keeps coming up in my head. Let's say you've been in hermit mode for a while, and in the sense of like, you have friends, but you're not really going out. You're not, let's say, like, sharing things with a lot of people. You've just been keeping to yourself. You've been working on your craft. There's something that you've been learning, and if it has to do with a lot of, I want to say it does have to do with that, actually, with a lot of mysticism. You've been learning a lot of, maybe you've been learning tarot, you've been learning runes, you've been learning how to, I don't know, scribe, you've been learning how to channel, you've been practicing that. Whatever it is, you're coming out of hermit mode, and it's giving you the opportunity to just show up authentically in all of these new connections that you can make with people. It's almost like a trial run, or not even a trial run. This is the, if I was gonna say, like, maybe you're starting a new job and there's a lot of new people that you have to introduce yourself to, or maybe again you're networking with the people that kind of do the same thing that you do, they're interested in the same things that you do, esoteric knowledge and all of this stuff. Maybe you're meeting a lot of, again, like I said, soul family people that are interested in the same things that you're interested in, and in doing that, it's like you have to come out of your shell, quite literally. All right. Drawing this card can signal a change in your physical home or sense of where you belong. Pulling this card also symbolizes that whether sorry, that wherever or whatever your current situation, you can trust that this is the moment, it's in alignment with your higher self. Everything happens for a reason. You have to remember that. So it says, you have not lost your way. You are, in fact, in the right time, on the right time, and on track. Meditate on the symbol to access the higher power when you're having to make important decisions. You can also orient yourself north to the morning star and be assured that you will make the decision that is aligned with your highest good. So the symbol is morning star. So this is a morning star. Interesting. The morning star is the brightest star on the dawn horizon. It is considered an important spirit and honored as, I'm going to butcher that, Kachina, by most of Pueblo Indians. The Plains and Great Basin indigenous people honor it as a sign of courage and purity of spirit. The gold stands religion revered it as a symbol of the coming renewal of traditions. Again, the renewal thing makes sense because it's number 10 as well. Like I said, like an ending, beginning, a rebirth. You're having like, again, and also when people say follow your North Stars, like you're following your passion. And you're very, like I said, even with the King of Wands here, I said, whatever it is, you're very passionate about it. It's really harmonious time for you coming up, pile one, where you're passionate, you have all the tools that you need, and then the universe is putting you in situations, positions, certain altercations for you to show up authentically, open up a bit, like quite literally show your treasures, show your knowledge. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Choice. By standing conscious in your thoughts, you guide your journey in the decision of choice. I think this is interesting too. This is almost like your guys saying, remember, you do have free will, but also remember, if these opportunities are coming up, please don't shy away from showing people who you truly are. We're giving you many opportunities to do that, okay? You get to be yourself with people that maybe don't have the same opinions as you. You get to be yourself with people who do. You get to be yourself with people who maybe you introduce them to certain things, like quite literally. They've never even heard of maybe like a tarot reader. And here you are, a tarot reader, in a kind of like interacting with them, and they have like a stigma about something, or like people that are witchy or whatever, and here you are, breaking down those walls for them. That's the kind of impact you're doing with these connections. Wow, look at that. Be bold and make the first move. Be yourself. That's really what I want to say here. You're getting a lot of opportunities, in the month of September to be yourself, quite literally. And I almost want to say, like, fuck it. If it's well received, it's well received. And if it's not, it's not. But I am seeing it's going to be well received, especially by the people who matter, okay? It's okay. it's pretty cool. Yeah, this was a lovely reading. All right, so thank you so much, Pawan, for letting me read for you. I want to thank your guides. I want to thank your higher self for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. And as always, I'll see you in the next readings. You have a good one. Hello, Pal 2. If you guys picked the bracelet, with a lot of crystals, this is going to be your reading. So I'm going to start with a soul lesson that you're encountering in September. It's not the only one, but it is definitely a significant one, okay? And then I'm going to leave the rest on the side because I'm going to use some tarot cards to kind of dive into this, and then we'll get into the like the advice portion of it all, okay? So let's see what this is about. Ooh, this is actually this is beautiful. You're gonna have an amazing September. Peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. Okay, this is interesting because I'm hearing right away, and this feels like it's coming from you. You're like, I feel like this is a challenge. Like you might you might feel like, okay, well, this is a soul lesson, right? This is interesting. I'm hearing someone say, okay, so if this is a soul lesson, I'm here being tested on how do I keep my inner peace, and how does that, radiate from me. This is going to be a challenge for me. I don't know why this feels like that for you guys, or I'm reading it that way. It's almost like you're gonna have to learn the fact that yes, you are a being of love, and you have to release negative energy. That's going to be the practice for the month of September for you. It's almost like it's a practice, but it's also reassuring you of who you are, which is again a being of love. It's like it's a practice, but it's an implement of who you are at the same time. It's definitely an opportunity for growth for you as well. Really interesting. That kind of reminds me of Power One. I feel like that's just going to be the theme for September for a lot of the collectives. Opportunities for growth, opportunities to implement the growth that they have done as well. Like being the 9th month, it makes sense too. Because the number 9 is a very powerful number. Actually, speaking of 9, because it just came up in my head, maybe September is a very significant month. The number 9 is a very significant number for you. You could be seeing 999 a lot. Ooh, the Mother Star, yes. Oof. I'm going to have to read from the book for you for that. I feel like I should. It's a very powerful card, okay? So that just tells me that what I was talking about, the 9, it's a yes. All right, so it says, the path has been, okay, the path that has led you to where you are today has been full of twists and turns. I don't know why I can't read. Maybe it's the Mercury retrograde. Bear with me. There may have been times when you doubted yourself and lost faith in your guides. The Mother Star's appearance means you are coming to a place to a place now where you can look back and see that every setback served as a purpose, and every failure taught you a much needed lesson. The strength, courage, and character you've gained along the way have made you into a unique and resilient person. It's time to step up and embody your full potential. The Mother Star holds a cup and a sword. She wears a pentacle around her neck and is flanked by wands, so she's surrounded by them. Her journey and soul exploration connect her in a balanced way to each suit in the minor arcana. And if she appears in a reading where you have a specific yes or no question, she represents a resounding yes. Her guide, the gentle three-eyed winged tiger, is also here to offer you assistance, vision, and strength as you embark on a new chapter of transformation. And the quote that goes along with it is, live the fullest life of the mind, accelerated by new ideas, intoxicated by the romance of the unusual. Ernest Hemingway. She's almost like a magician type of energy. It's really interesting because she has all the suits and it makes me think magician vibes. Maybe it kind of makes sense why you were seeing this as a challenge, because I mentioned like it's like a practice, but also like a reassurance of all the growth that you've done already. Very interesting. It's almost like implementing what you've learned. And she is definitely a being of love, right? She's a being of love. She's carrying the cup. Wow. Death, transformation, new beginnings, endings, change. That is heavy, you guys. This is powerful. Heavy in a good way. I don't mean it in a bad way. Very, very powerful. Wow. September 13th could be very significant for you guys. It's almost like you have a lot of perceptions of something, and your spirit guides want you to like twist that around. Like you maybe see, it makes sense that they're asking you to relieve negative energy, to release it, to just let it go. And that could be in the form of like even like your internal monologue, the things that you're perceiving as negative, they really are not. Even in this card, it said like the twists and turns, they're actually, you realize how everything just worked out eventually. You're about to gain that kind of perspective. You're about to start a very peaceful time in your life. Because now with death, I'm thinking, okay, 13. People perceive the number 13 as bad luck. But it's almost like, is it bad luck? It's not. So they're saying, that's what they're saying. It's like at the core of who you are, right? You have to believe in the impossible, believe in good things. It's okay to have these feelings of negativity or doubt come up for you. It's okay. It's a human experience. It's okay. But remember to always kind of observe those kind of thoughts and kind of just let them go at the same time. It's almost like they're a passing thing. They're not something for you to hold on to, is what I want to say. Release. Okay, there's a lot of release. There's a lot of, it makes sense that there's a lot of release because there is quite literally a rebirth here about to happen. And it's not even a rebirth that's about to happen. The rebirth has happened. But it's almost like the birth part of it is happening, right? You had the death, and now you've been in the wound, if you will. You've been in the void. It's really what it is. Kind of going through the motions, twists and turns, and here you are about to be reborn. All right. 7 of Swords. So it says theft, dishonesty. Interesting. Because you see how this looks, and then this looks like that too. It's almost like if you weren't looking at the edges of it, they could be swords. Maybe what led you, it makes sense. What led you to this rebirth, to this kind of like ego death maybe, or I don't know, the very deep transformation was a 7 of Swords moment, a moment where you experienced a lot of dishonesty, you experienced a lot of anxiety about things. Maybe that's part of the things that you're also kind of you're kind of alchemizing, or you're kind of coming around to. It's okay, let me pull more cards because I'm not sure how to even explain this to you guys, and it's bothering me that I can't actually like, because I understand it but I can't communicate it. Maybe that's literally literally what you're feeling. Okay. Six of Wands. Victory, glory, triumph. You're going to have a moment that in September that feels this way. But it definitely is after a lot of hardship and maybe a lot of transformation, a lot of intensity, quite literally a death and a rebirth that's as intense as you can get, you know, like it's, but it's here, and it's coming from a place of, there's wisdom being kind of like, because she's wearing a crown. It's really interesting. Like, it's almost like the crown, I'm seeing it like it's energy. It's like this wisdom is like being descended upon you. It's like you're being crowned with wisdom because of the things that you've been through. And that in itself, believe it or not, you might think peace is a really hard thing to achieve. You might think that releasing negative energy is really, it's such a like a, it takes a lot of practice from you. It takes a lot from you, period. Believe it or not, September wants to show you, and September your guides want to show you just how far you've come, just how wise you've become. And with that wisdom, with that growth, has quite literally, it will manifest around you with you having a lot of inner peace. And because there's inner peace, it kind of like also, it surrounds you, if you will. All right, one more card from here because I want to see the tarot cards that I had pre-picked. The world, yeah, it was at the bottom of the deck. And I was about to pull it, but I didn't. Completion, success, reward, rebirth, okay? This is beautiful. Really beautiful. All right, let's see what these two cards have to say. I'm interested. Let me cover this lady up a bit first. Jeez. All right. There's something, you know what? You definitely do carry a lot of wisdom and a lot of, there's a sense of like completion that surrounds you for some reason, Pal, too. Even like, so the bracelet is a circle, right? It's never ending, but it is also complete, if you will. Does that make sense? There's something, because now I'm looking at the things that are around her. Everything just makes sense. There's something about things making sense for you as well. That could also be an aspect of why there's peace at the core of your month, if you will. Like, there's, excuse me, oh my goodness, that is confirmation. You know what I was thinking just now before I sneezed? I mean, I was about to say it, but not say it. This doesn't have to be September for you, Paltu. If this reading found you, for some reason you clicked on it, and we're past September maybe, okay? And you resonated with Paltu and you're like, I'm going to watch it anyways, fuck it. Maybe you're like, oh, maybe it had to do with like, it'll tell me about the month that I just had or something like that. This is timeless. This pile is timeless. Usually most tarot readings, even if people don't say it, there are going to be timeless, but because, you know, it's whenever it finds you, period. Like, it has nothing to do with time. Time is such a tricky thing when it comes to spirituality or reading tarot in general. But for you, timeless. This doesn't have to be September for Paltu here, okay? This feels big for you guys as well. It doesn't feel like a 1 month thing. Maybe this is an ongoing thing for a while, because we have death and we have the world, and I can't ignore that those are huge energies. All right, look at that, 3 of Wands, rebuilding, having everything that you need again. This makes me think of the Magician as well. It's like having all the tools that you need to build a new dawn. There's the number 3 is an ascendant master number. You know, it's, again, there's the wisdom, the completion of a cycle for you, and the starting of a new one. the Eight of Cups, and this is also the moon in this deck. So we're having a new, a full moon. Interesting that I said new. Maybe look up when we have a new moon, but we have a full moon tomorrow on the 30th of August. I'm filming this on the 29th. That could be a significant time for you as well. With the Eight of Cups, it's interesting that it's falling under the Seven of Swords, because I said that this transformation came about maybe from you experiencing a lot of pain and heartache from a dishonesty or something, some kind of conflict that you had to like overcome, or it made you like start this journey, if you will, of transformation, of finding your peace. Like it made you realize that this is all you wanted in your life, right? Happiness, peace, releasing negative energy. Not that you could like 100% always be okay, but definitely this is what you're striving for, in the sense of you want to have inner peace. It's not about like that you're never going to experience heartache again. You're never going to experience hardship in general, whatever category it is about, or whatever it is about. But it is about how you kind of react to it. It's about, does it rock you to your core, or are you able to kind of use that wisdom, use that intuition of yours to this is literally what you've been doing, is what I want to say. And what I was saying here with the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Cups energy is a very heartache kind of energy, because it is, usually people are like, oh no, the Three of Swords is very heartache kind of energy. Yeah, I agree with that. But the Eight of Cups is walking away from someone, something that you still love, but you know that it's not meant for you anymore. It's the walking away because you know that it's not meant for you. It's not serving you well anymore. Even though there's a lot of love, or there's a lot of you want to stay there because you care about what it is or who it is or whatever. But you walk away. Why? Because you're searching for the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups. And you know that it's not there with the Eight of Cups. With the moon cycles being here in this card too, it makes me think you're very connected to the moon. You're very connected to, you sympathize, or there's something about, you go through cycles in your life, and you're realizing that you have been through many cycles in your life, again with the circle like coming around it. But you're also realizing that every cycle has kind of like given you a step forward towards who you're truly meant to be, or towards, again, like this card said it very, very well. Everything, your trial, tribulations, the twists and the turns, the good, the bad, the ugly, has all led you. It's all leading you towards who you're meant to be. When I say this is timeless, you know why I want to say it too? Because I think September is a huge month for you. Don't get me wrong, pal, too. But the reason why I thought timeless, and I sneezed, okay, with all the might, and it felt good to sneeze, is when I almost want to sneeze again for confirmation. The reason why it's timeless is because they want you to understand that this is something that you're going to go through your entire life. And I think you've realized that as well. That in itself should bring you a lot of peace, okay? That kind of wisdom should bring you peace. It's like you're going to be going through cycles your entire life here, pal, too. And it's probably because you have a very significant purpose tied to that, okay? You don't get all this wisdom and all these tools for nothing. You're probably someone, we'll look into your advice, but you are probably someone who, you're going to help people by talking about the things that you've been through. Or you're going to help people through their own cycles. It's very beautiful, very interesting. All right, let's get into your advice here. And I leave these because I want to keep them to see what else comes up. The lion, wow. It's almost like regal, like you inspire others. You're a leader, That's what I want to say. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. You could be a Leo. You could have significant Leo placements. Ooh, your moon could be in Leo. I heard that right away, so can't ignore that. All right, Lion. Patient, regal. A complete master. That's you, dude. It makes so much sense. You keep having all the tools. We had like 4 cards or 3 cards with all the tools. You're a master. All right, the lion is a master of the fire element and the living mascot of the self transformation. That is you. Lion personality dedicates your life to personal and spiritual growth. Oh my God, I'm literally, I have chills right now, because didn't I say like it feels timeless, because you're going to transform your entire life. You are, you literally embody that. You want to grow personally and spiritually. All right. The dedication inspires some and intimidate others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but known intimately by few. Some mistake the lion as a hard to access or aloof, but yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their words and actions. They do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where no matter where our quest begins. When in balance, the opin okay, I can't say that word for some reason. This is gonna freak you out. So it says the epitome of peace and strength. That's crazy. When out of balance, withdrawn and too serious. To bring into balance, daily meditation and friendship. Interesting, because I mentioned Pal 1 in the beginning of this. And Pal 1 got friendship over here. So if you were between Pal 1 and 2, maybe you want to watch Pal 1. I can see how they're tied together actually, but you don't have to. It's just, a suggestion. Ooh, time again. Again, everything in divine timing for you here. Everything that you've been through has been in divine timing. Having that reassurance, no wonder you have peace coming up. Or you have this sense of like just belonging, being very sure of who you are. And proud of who you are as well. Because you realize that everything comes in divine timing for you. There's no struggle here. You don't struggle. All right, time. Divine timing is everything. You are not stuck or heading in the wrong direction. Drawing the hourglass asks you to have patience with whatever your current situation is. All will come to pass when the moment is just right. This card can also indicate that something you are waiting for is just on the horizon. The fact that the lion is even looking forward, it's like it's waiting for something to come in. It's sensing that it's coming up. That lion's not sweaty. They're not worried. They're at peace. They trust divine timing. That's beautiful. Okay, so the symbol, the hourglass. The hourglass gained popularity in the early Middle Ages to tell the passing of time. Its popularity rose with marine sunglasses on ships at sea. Most notoriously, they were used by pirates on their flags to strike fear into the hearts of their victims. That's such a random fact. Okay, maybe you have like an affiliation with the sea as well, because that's really interesting. Maybe you have an hourglass. Quite literally, you could own one. Oh my God! For some reason, if you encounter like an hourglass, which I know it's such a random thing to see, especially in this day and age, but like, let's see you go to a store and you see an hourglass, pay attention. That's a heavy sign for you. Or maybe if you see an hourglass in general, like online or something, that could be significant for you. All right. Yeah, no limitations. Makes so much sense. You are a celestial being with unlimited potential. There is much for you to share. I said it, you're a leader. You're meant to share something with the world. Maybe you're meant to share these cycles that you've been on. Maybe you're meant to mentor others, help others through the same things that you've been through. Maybe not, verbatim, everybody experiences life differently, but there is, like, in the grand scheme of things, there is, especially with spiritual growth or spirituality in general, there's like a theme, that we all kind of go through. Yes, we go through it differently, like awakenings and dark night of the souls and shadow work, all of that shows up differently for everybody, but there is a theme to it all, if you will. Maybe you're meant to help people with that. Wow, okay, this is interesting. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. So September, Libras are also in September, like Libra season. It's at the end of September. So maybe the Libra season is interesting for you. It's going to be significant for the month of September, or maybe even in October. And also there could be like a new beginning. And the romantic thing, I almost want to say it's not even like about a person. It's you're romanticizing your life. You just like where you are. You're at peace. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like you're stepping into who you're meant to be. You're stepping into a new life with the world that we got, right? You're stepping into a new life, but with this new sense of purpose, you really are, you're finding your true self, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So we have a new moon, remember? Oh, interesting. If we have a new moon in Libra in September or October, is going to be significant for you. Because I mentioned it when we got the moon as well. Like full moon is interesting, but new moon is here too. Wow. Again, with the balanced Libra energy is beautiful. Libra is very romantic. It's ruled by Venus. So it's very romantic, very balanced, very aesthetic, very much like put together. Maybe you have a really unique sense of style as well, or just unique. You're very unique, but you're very unique, but you're a very powerful presence as well. But also you're approachable. There's something about you that people gravitate towards. Harmonious and a kind of energy as well. But I'm hearing, you know what? It took time to get there. It took time. It took painful situations. It took a lot of diving deep into the subconscious, unconscious, a lot of shadow work, a lot of dark night of the souls, a lot of work has been put into who you are, and also who you want to authentically show up in the world as, as who you are. Like a lot has gone into your transformation, and it shows. It shows. You also radiate a lot of peace for others, believe it or not. Maybe you're someone who's very calm even when there's chaos around you, and you help others in that way as well. Thank you so much, Baltu, for letting me read for you. I truly hope that you have an amazing September and amazing whatever month it is that you're watching this for. It doesn't matter. Thank you for your support, your likes, your comments. Thank you to your spirit guides, your higher self, for being here in this reading, and I'll see you in the next one. You guys have a good one. Hello, Paul 3. So if you guys picked the rose quartz, this is going to be your reading. Let's see what September has in store for you. So I'm going to start this reading with a soul lesson that you're going to be working on, or You know, not the only one, but definitely one that's very significant for you in this month. And then we're going to get some tarot from here. And then we'll get into the rest of the cards, okay? So let's see. Change. Nice. All right. This is such a broad topic your guides want to speak about, right? So I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Oof. Some of you could be resisting a little bit of the change that's coming up, or you sense that there's change coming up and you could be a little, I don't know why it feels like it's off-putting for you a bit. And the reminder is to stay in the flow state kind of thing. Like maybe you're moving, quite literally, physically moving somewhere different. Maybe you're transitioning from one job to another. Maybe you're transitioning from working for a company to working for yourself. There's something about work and also like life, like moving quite literally physical from one physical place to another. I'm sure, you know, there's changes in all kinds of things, but those are just a few that are really popping into my head for some reason. All right. So let's see what September is bringing in the sense of change. Ooh, all right. 5 of Cups. All right. So you're done crying over spilled milk. It's what I'm hearing now. You're done with that. Loss. The fact that it says leaving, sorrow and sorrow. Yeah. Maybe okay. You could be sad about certain changes that are coming up. Certain changes that are going to be happening. I'm hearing it's for the better. Maybe in the moment, right? In the moment, it doesn't feel that way. But believe that it is for your betterment. Look at that. Wow. Talk about change. Change, quite literally. The card in the deck that is about change. Death and rebirth. New beginnings. Like there's endings, there's transformation here. I understand that nothing can grow and evolve without movement. Transformation is here. New beginnings are here for you. Yes, the fact that it even says change on the card. Yes, it comes maybe after a loss or an ending, something painful, but you're realizing that there's nothing for you here anyways. You're done with this. This thing has run its course. Now it's time to like turn around and head toward the 2 cups that are still standing, if you will. Wow. Okay. There's a lot of your spirit guides are coming through kind of, I don't want to say like a little harsh, but maybe a little harsh, maybe more of like they want to get their point across that there is nothing wrong with all the changes that are happening for you, okay? They could be painful. It's understandable. Yes, it could be painful. It might be. Actually, I almost want to say it will be, okay, at some point in time throughout the month or just moving forward for the rest of the year or whenever you're watching this. But the reward of it, right? What you're aligning to with these changes, they're meant to happen in your life. Is for good things. All of these flipped, oh my God, I can't speak. Flipped over. So the High Priestess, Page of Swords and Page of Pentacles. Look at that. Beginnings, new beginnings. Grounded new beginnings. And there's something about them being also very clear new beginnings. There's no doubt. There's no, what is it I want to say? There's no doubt and there's no misinterpreting any of this. Even in the sorrow, even in the sadness, you will see clearly what is meant for you, what is coming out of this. The fact that the High Priestess is holding the skull, the High Priestess is holding death in her hands, quite literally, makes me think that there's spirit world, wisdom, dreams, secrets, and inner wisdom, inner voice. It makes so much sense. You need to follow your intuition through and through. Whenever this happens and you're like, oof, this hurt. I'm not supposed to be here because this is not meant for me. Jump into change. Jump into the new beginning. You follow your intuition. Follow your inner guidance. Follow your spirit guides and what they're telling you to do, where they're telling you to head towards. Like, I'm hearing trust, trust, and trust. And don't fear change, not even for a second. Because, again, what the change that is coming is so significant, is so right and meant for you. Curiosity, intelligence, charm, and ambition. And then talent, skills, money. It's like there's such goodness coming in for you. And like I said, it's a grounded thing. It's something that's you can be very sure and reassured of it. And maybe it just in the spirit form is how you're being reassured of it. But at the end of the day, it'll also show up in your reality is what I want to say. And there's a lot of clarity coming in as well with this. Clarity and like grounded new beginnings. Wow. Your guys are not playing with you. It's in September. Look at that Page of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. This is you. This is you. I feel like this is you again, trying to like understand things, trying to keep things balanced, trying to make a decision. Harmony, balance. That's just all it is. Harmony, balance, harmony, balance. You're trying. You're trying. It's almost like there's points in this journey here, and it doesn't just have to be next month in September. It could just be like in general. It's a theme that you kind of go through in your life where you are trying to keep the peace and you're trying to be keep things very harmonious, and maybe you shy away from rapid like decision making about changing or like where you work, where you live. Like you kind of shy away from that, but they're saying here, don't shy away from it. It is not the time to keep balancing, and it's not the time to keep like going back and forth with the pro and con. It is the time for action. With the pages here, this is like like teenager vibes, adolescent energy is what I wanted to say. It's like, think back of your teenage years. You wanted something, you went for it. Like there's no like hesitation. Step away from the hesitation. Whatever inspires you, whatever like sparks your interest, go for it. There's no need to hesitate. And again, nothing changes if nothing changes. Like, I mean, I'm hearing anything that you kind of like decide to like do, there's success waiting for you. Like there's no doubt in my mind, no doubt in my mind. And you also have to remember that you wouldn't be inspired by something, or you wouldn't be inspired to like pursue some kind of change in your life unless it was meant to, unless you were meant to. It's what I want to say. Especially with this high priestess energy, you're very intuitive. You know things before they happen, okay? Especially about your life. You know when you're going through transformations. You know when you're going to a death and a rebirth in your life. Stop shying away from it, is what I want to say. Don't resist the changes. September, it's asking you to, it really is asking you to kind of tap into this, like just fall into the newness of things. It's giving me like full vibes, Fall into life, Eight of Pentacles. You've been hard at work for this. You actually have been working towards these changes. But now that they're here, they make you go into this, I don't know if I want, no, none of that. Go for it. Queen of Cups, creativity, intuition, and compassion. Very beautiful energy, very beautiful energy. It's like whatever you do from such a deep place of like love. that it's, of course, you're about to receive beautiful things, especially the things that you pursue, and you pursue them with such like a loving, caring way. Of course, they're going to work out for you. With the Eight of Pentacles, it says achievements, education, results, and hard work. It's like your hard work is paying off. Look at that, another queen. The Queen of Pentacles. Wow, my goodness. Wise, loving, loyal, and charming. Yeah. You're intuitive, you're wise, it's like you're centered, you're very sure of who you are. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful energy that you embody here. But here's that Two of Swords again with the Two of Pentacles. Don't let yourself be caught up in this. There's no need for this. You're showing up as the High Priestess. You're showing up as the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. Come on. Don't second guess yourself for a second, okay? All right, let's see what the two cards here are. Okay, Four of Pentacles. You see like a little bit of shying away, thinking that you don't have enough to like do the things that you want to do, but you do. And this is not Pentacles in the sense of like money. I don't think you're worried about money. And I don't think you're worried about your health either, because Pentacles are usually money and health. But I think what you're worried about, again, is like, am I enough? Like this Pentacles are talking about you, your self-value. You don't know if you're enough to like embark in this and like do, like pursue the changes that you want to pursue, do the things that you want to do. And your guys are here to say, yes, you are enough. Look at that. With the Knight of Swords. First of all, again, with the changes thing, or like just going for it, this is the fastest moving knight in the deck, period. But the fact that it's depicted here holding 3 cards from the deck itself, it's like the deck is in the deck, if you will. You see what I mean? It's there's almost like it's so interesting. Every time I get there's another card in this deck that also shows the deck in itself, and it's almost like what this is telling me is this rebirth of yours, this new beginning of yours. It's almost like you and the High Priestess sense, you've already felt it, you've experienced it, but it was for you to crave it, for you to embark in the journey that eventually led you to the things that you perceived in the first place. I'm hearing POW 3. You could be in a 3-year cycle or 4 or 5-year cycle. I don't know. It's so weird that I'm getting those 3 things. So 5 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years. You've been on this, you've embarked on the spiritual journey, this again, big cycle. And in the beginning of your journey, you received a lot of information. It didn't pan out though. It didn't come into your reality. So you're like, I'm sensing this again, and it feels like it felt in the beginning. And that could be why you're scared to pursue it, because you're like, it wasn't true before, but it is true now, is what I'm hearing. I don't know why I'm getting all of that from this card. It's so strange, but I'm seeing like, it's almost like things collapsing on it, like time collapsing on itself, because it's like the deck is in the deck itself. Do you know what I mean? Like reality's collapsing, or like I don't know. I'm seeing like images from like Interstellar, that movie where he's literally like in the Akashic records, and he's literally affecting his life from the future. But is it the future, or is it just happening parallel? There's something about that. Maybe you need to watch that movie for some reason that came up. But wow, I know that I went on like a little side quest with this card in there, and if that resonates with you, you kind of understand where I'm coming from. But and if it doesn't, what you should take from this is it's time to take action. It's time to not shy away from change. Not anymore. Okay, you have everything that you need. There's no second guessing your potential anymore. We don't want you to do that anymore. There's doors that are about to be opened for you, opportunities that are about to be presented, that you should jump you should jump to those opportunities. Don't hesitate to do so. Don't hesitate to do so for a second, okay? The Lizard. All right, fire energy. All right. lizard. What says, instinctual, sensitive to the subtle, and a dreamer. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception. As if it has a sixth sense, the lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. Oh my God, that's literally you. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights and the big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. Oof. So maybe you're meant to be embarking on some kind of artistic endeavor, if you will. All right, so when in balance, artistic, telepathic, and spiritual. When out of balance, elusive, non-committal, and flaky. To bring into balance, a creative project. Maybe this opportunity that's bringing a lot of change for you. It's quite literally a creative project that you're meant to be working on. It's like, yeah, you should trust your talents. You should trust that you can do this. You can do whatever you set your mind to. It's quite beautiful, honestly. Ooh, knowledge. We had knowledge before, remember? With the Eight of Pentacles. Knowledge. And I mentioned the Akashic records and books. Ooh, that's coming back around to like reassure me that some of you need to watch Interstellar. All right. And if not for the plot of the movie or for the movie itself, it's to see the spiritual references that you see in that movie. Because I'm telling you, that fourth dimension, or the fact that he steps into seeing time in a fourth dimension kind of reality. It's a time is tangible for him in that kind of. And if you haven't seen the movie, I'm so sorry, I'm spoiling some of it for you. But if you have, you know what I mean. Like when he's in the place again. I want to say it's the Akashic records, honestly, where time is a fourth thing. It's tangible. It's a fourth dimension. Significant. All right. Remain teachable. There is new wisdom available to you at this time. This card can signify getting more information before proceeding. It can also signify the presence of an important teacher, or perhaps you're the teacher and it is time to share your knowledge and gifts with the world around you. Drawing this card can also indicate a message from the Akashic records. Seek out more information about the records, or even perhaps learn how to access your own records for more clarity regarding your query. Meditate on this to learn new things or to draw the right teacher into your life. Symbol records. Books are forever keepers of secrets and knowledge, documenting fact, fiction, and all in between. Oof. That is so significant for you guys. I don't know how. You will know. But, wow. Okay. Channel. Oh, okay. This answered my question. You could be a channeler. That's why. You're a channel through which healing energy reaches the world. Maybe your words are very, very healing. Maybe the things, if you're an artist, maybe you channel energy artistically and you put it onto canvas, you put it onto paper, you put it onto digital, whatever it is, your medium, it doesn't matter. But your art could be very, very healing as well. Your words, your written words, your spoken words, music, if that's what you do. Whatever creative thing that you pursue or that you naturally just gravitate towards and you do and you, I don't know, it's a hobby maybe, or more than a hobby. Know that you're channeling the divine energy, like you're channeling one consciousness. You're channeling information, energy, you're channeling period through that. That's beautiful. The energy is gaining momentum. I love that. Because this is moving, right? And it's like, yeah, this change, the more that you accept it, the faster it happens, the more that it's transformative. It's like the energy is gaining momentum. Beautiful. Fast changes are coming your way as well. Very fast changes. It's like the change in the wind. And you sense it. You're so like tapped in. Because you see how the lizard is part of the environment, or the environment is the lizard. The lizard is the environment. Like that's you. You're so connected. Maybe you're so, with the channel being in the middle, it makes so much sense. You're so connected to the divine, to your spirit guides, to your higher self, that you kind of take it for granted sometimes, or it becomes cloudy for you because of all the information that you're always receiving. Maybe that's why you hide away a bit, but it's like, no more hiding. Open the floodgates. Let all of this information come through. Trust that you're capable of, first of all, like using it for the right things. You're capable of deciphering it. You're capable of understanding it. Even if you're not in the moment, maybe you're meant to write it down, come back to it. Maybe you're meant to journal. If you're not doing that, you should. Maybe you're meant to go into your old journals and see what the things that you used to channel, and see what the message is there. There's also messages all around you. Like I keep bringing up Interstellar, but maybe there's other movies, TV shows, a random video that pops up for you. Pay attention to it all. I think you already do, but like they want you to see it through a lens of this is a direct message for you. Okay. Thank you so much, Valtteri, for letting me read for you. This was a beautiful reading. I really hope that you guys have an amazing September, and whenever you watch this video or just moving forward in general, thank you for your support, your likes, your comments, and I'll see you in the next reading. You guys have a good one.